Hello, I'm Artur.
And I am Bartosz.
And we are the founders of CommonPoint. Today, we would love to tell you our story, how it all started, and what are we up to. We would love to talk about sharing knowledge, reaching out to other people, our upcoming tutorial and the secret project, but just in general, we would love to talk about becoming a better 3D artist, which CommonPoint is all about. It all started 1.5 years ago, during first lockdown here in Poland. I reached out to Bartosz to talk about his work and his approach to various 3D subjects. And at that time, I was experimenting a lot with different 3D subjects, trying to figure out if my approach matched other people. I could make it work one way or another, but I wasn't sure if this is the right way to do it. Yeah, I figured that I need to reach out to Bartosz and he will, definitely have some answers. Unfortunately, it became clear that there's no ultimate answer for, honestly, any of my problems. So we tried to get to the bottom of it together. And the whole experience was, and still is, pretty exciting because we both come from various creative backgrounds.
I have a background in architecture and traditional art, so naturally, ArchViz was always my primary field of commercial work. But what I really love is to look at the bigger picture in terms of space, environment and world building.
I come from creative agency / production house background, and over the years I tried myself in various creative fields such as 3D rendering, color grading, editing, copywriting and art direction. We both live in Poland, but about 7 to 8 hour drive from each other. I live by the seaside up north, and Bartosz lives at the other end of Poland near the mountains. But anyhow, our background is vastly different, and one of us is well organized and the other one produces scenes which takes about 150 million polygons and cannot set up proxy properly. And you can guess who's who, and write it down in the comment section if there is one. We have different professional experiences, which makes an interesting dynamic between us.
So we started talking and producing our first tutorial at the same time, and we kind of plunged into the deep water from the very beginning. I had this personal sci-fi animation that I have been doing forever. A lot of world building, concept development, sculpting and whatnot, just to produce a nice cinematic piece. Unfortunately, working alone for so many years wouldn't let me finish. But this time it was two of us, so we tried to revisit it somehow. We dived straight into 3ds Max, ZBrush and making all of those big plans. Ultimately, we wanted to use this new animation as pre-recorded training. But that kind of failed. I mean, we'll definitely come back to it at some time, but as for now, it turned out to be too ambitious. So we kind of regrouped and started from scratch.
We decided to articulate our knowledge in smaller bits. And this is the time when the idea of CommonPoint really came to life. We promised ourselves to produce 3 articles once in a month, and that became the backbone of our initiative. We take a subject, such as a guide to most popular biomes or date to night transition, and figure out how to approach it. We make quite an extensive research to understand how does it work in real life. Then we contrast it with our knowledge, learning from each other during the process, and finally we work our way to the smallest details, write it down and just share it for free with others. After all those years working in the industry, it's pretty liberating to articulate what you do. Also, we try to reach out to other people as much as possible, and taking this opportunity to shout out to Evelina, Konstantinos, Vasilis and Carolina for huge help along the way. This way we can paint an even bigger picture. Hopefully many people can benefit from them and just understand the why and the how behind many different subjects.
Slowly but surely we are creating an extensive project of the spa hotel that becomes the sandbox for anything ArcViz related. You can already see some content from it on our blog, but we are preparing something even more exciting. Over time, we'd love to take those articles and extend them in the form of pre-recorded paid training. We want to use this project to cover the process of perceiving lighting and color in exterior views. It's primarily aimed at the ArcViz community, but we believe many different artists could benefit from it, including concept artists, game designers, and so on. We'll make a proper announcement in a couple of weeks, but just in general.
We know that color is arguably the most challenging part of CG to master, especially if you're a beginner. So we want to give you some tools that help you have control over it. We have tons of different lighting scenarios for many weather conditions and discuss how you can have control over them both in terms of lighting and color. For example, we discuss the expectations of colors for vegetation and the sky, how to train your eye to see the natural colors and give you guidelines to extend your color palette artistically.
The approach is pretty similar to what we try to achieve with the articles, but this time with more context, cool trivia, and most importantly, explaining every technical aspect of it.
This is pretty much it, and thank you Chaos Group for having us. We really appreciate it, and also taking this opportunity to thank all of our supporters. All the huge love that you gave us along the way really fuel our efforts. So yeah, I mean, hopefully you'll stick with us, join our blog, and become a better 3D artist. Yeah, cheers!
Cheers! But that kind of failed.
Musisz mnie.
But